Few days ago, His Royal Majesty Igwe Lawrence Agubuzu of Ezema Olo Kingdom in Ezeagu local government area of Enugu State told Tinubu that he is not happy that he listened to the opening address of the Ooni of Ife in the morning, where he said that we should work together as a family to see Nigeria as one. And the Ooni of Ife said that he wants to confer a title of honor on Sunday Igbo, who is a counterpart of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said that the Ooni of Ife did not understand the pains in his heart when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto. On that day that His Royal Majesty Igwe Lawrence made that statement, the Ooni of Ife said that he wants to confer a title of honor to Sunday Igbo. Why will the Ooni of Ife make such a statement in the presence of Igbo kings? That meeting comprises of traditional rulers in the southeast, south-south, and southwest. They were all present in that meeting in Abuja. The Ooni of Ife knew very well that Ndi Igbo wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out from detention. They want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be free. Why will the Ooni of Ife come out and say that he wants to confer a title on Sunday Igbo, who is doing the same thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing? Ndi Igbo, they first say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did detention. You come there for morning, they address the audience, they tell them, say, I want to confer a title on Sunday Igbo. If it was Sunday Igbo that was sentenced to life imprisonment, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be speaking up for him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will send messages to world powers telling them that Sunday Igbo was sent to life imprisonment, that they should do everything possible to make sure that Sunday Igbo comes out from prison. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will do it. When El Zakizaki, the leader of Shiite movement in Kaduna, was arrested by Buhari, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was calling for his release. But today, those Shiite people in Kaduna are happy that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. People will be say when they arrest their leader, now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they speak up for their leader. That time, Sunday Igbo was also arrested. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking up for El Zakizaki and Sunday Igbo. If to say all these people for Kaduna, now people will be say they no favor, they suppose don't they tell federal government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Igwe Agubuzu told Tinubu to bring out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Sokoto and return him to Kenya or London, where they took him from. He said that we cannot make progress in Nigeria if we don't tell ourselves the whole truth. Igwe Agubuzu is a great king. I wish we have so many kings like him in Igbo land. Imagine the boldness, the courage he had to come out and tell Tinubu to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May the days of His Royal Majesty Igwe Lawrence Agubuzu be long. Igwe Gade. Tinubu sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment, but Sunday Igbo, his own brother, is walking freely. When DSS searched the house of Sunday Igbo, they found guns in his house. Pump action guns were found in his house. But when they searched the house of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the only thing they saw there is singlet and boxer. But today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one that is being called a terrorist. Why they are calling Sunday Igbo an activist? So many Yoruba people are saying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. Sunday Igbo is an activist. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. Sunday Igbo is free. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been approached so many times with billions of dollars. They have offered him crude oil wells to abandon the quest for Biafra, but he refused. That is why he was sent to life imprisonment. Not that he's a terrorist. They give Sunday Igbo money collect. That was why Sunday Igbo stopped talking about Oduduwa Republic. The difference between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igbo is determination. You can't compare Sunday Igbo to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That guy not reach Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for activism. When it comes to wisdom, knowledge, understanding, knowing what you are fighting for, Sunday Igbo cannot be compared to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They not be mates. For the Ooni of Ife to come out and be saying that he wants to confer a title of honor to Sunday Igbo in the face of Igbo traditional rulers is an insult. Ooni of Ife, you the insult person. His Royal Majesty Igwe Lawrence Agubuzu said that they are talking about Southern Traditional Rulers Council Committee on Health, that the event will become an annual event, but that the truth of the matter is that there is nothing like Southern Traditional Rulers Council. That if people come there and are giving money on that basis, it's not correct. He said that the South is not the North, that we have our system, that we need unity in diversity, and that if you want to deal with us in the Southeast. If you have resources for us, give it to us. Don't give it to people who come and say we are Southern Traditional Rulers Council. That democracy is representative government, and anybody who goes to present himself without his people is not democratic. Igwe Lawrence said that there is nothing like Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. What we have is Southeast Traditional Rulers Council. The Middle Belt are complaining that they are not Northern Nigeria, that Hausa Fulani people are forcing them to be North. If you look at the map of Nigeria in geography, the North is bigger than the South, which is very wrong. Those that are very good in geography knows that Middle Belt is not Northern Nigeria, but the North is calling all of them North, and with that they are marginalizing the Middle Belt. And that is why the Middle Belt are agitating, saying that they are not Northern Nigeria. There is nothing like Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. It will never work. The Ooni of Ife was made the chairman of Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. How can the Ooni of Ife be the chairman of Igbo traditional rulers? What we have is Southeast, Southwest, and South-South. If we want to do collaboration, okay, make we collaborate to actualize this thing, fine. Ooni of Ife will be the chairman of Southwest Traditional Rulers, and Igbo king will be the chairman of Southeast Traditional Rulers. A king from the South-South will be the chairman of South-South Traditional Rulers. That is how it's supposed to be done. Stop grouping us under a single unit. We are not one people. We have different ways of doing things. The way we do our things in the Southeast is totally different from the way they do it in the Southwest. These Southern Traditional Rulers of a thing, they are trying to use it to cause confusion. It's not all about unity, because this is the only way for these people to buy our traditional rulers in the Southeast. How many of our traditional rulers in the Southeast are even speaking up for Igbo? So many of them are not speaking up. Una carry enjoy this Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. I hold up finish be that because una don't buy them be that. Why is it that they did not do this Southern Traditional Rulers in Council during 2023 presidential election on behalf of P2B? When P2B was campaigning, they did not bring out this their traditional council. But now that their brother Tinubu wants to contest for 2027 presidential election, they are now doing Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers in Council, so that the entire kings in the Southeast, South-South, and Southwest will come together as a single unit against the North. Listen to me attentively. The reason why they are doing this Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council is simply because they want to use the Southeast, South-South, and Southwest to fight the North politically. Tinubu knows that Northern Nigeria don't want him in 2027. So he is trying to use our traditional rulers, to use them to coerce the population in the Southeast, South-South, and Southwest for them to vote for him in the upcoming 2027 presidential election. Saying the son of Tinubu is doing city boy movement by using Obi Kubana chief priest, and many other Igbo billionaires to be campaigning for his father Tinubu for 2027 presidential election. If you look at it now, 98% of Igbo politicians, governors, senators, House of Reps members are in full support of Tinubu. Kubana chief priest, Obi Kubana, and others, they are all in support of Tinubu. Supporting Tinubu is not our problem. Our problem here is, what is their reason for supporting Tinubu? Are they supporting Tinubu so that Tinubu will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from prison? If Southeast politicians, businessmen, and traditional rulers are supporting Tinubu so that Tinubu will bring out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from prison, fine. If it's that one, we don't have problem with it. But if you people are supporting Tinubu without an agenda, then you people have failed the Igbo nation. We all know that the reason why so many Igbo politicians and businessmen are supporting Tinubu is because if Tinubu wins 2027 presidential election, their businesses will be safe. But if they support Peter Obi and eventually Tinubu wins 2027 presidential election, their businesses will be wiped out. So many of them will be arrested with the EFCC. They go lock some of them up. They go throw so many of them enter jail. So many of them are doing all those things to protect their interest, to protect their business. Why you go dey campaign for Tinubu and your brother dey detention? Southeast traditional rulers, politicians, and Igbo businessmen are supposed to bargain with Tinubu, tell him that if you want us to vote for you, free our brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first, and the rest will be history. That is how to play politics. If Peter Obi wins 2027 presidential election, it's a win-win for all of us. If Tinubu wins, it's a win-win for all of us. What we are saying is, Igbo politicians, traditional rulers, and Igbo businessmen, are you people supporting Tinubu for him to bring out our brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? That's the question we are asking. This Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council have no benefits to Igbo nation. The agenda of that council is for Yoruba people, not for Igbo. If Igbo man won't go for presidency, you think say Yoruba people go come out, they do that council, say they won't vote for them? Yoruba people that are destroying the business of Igbo in Lagos, promoting propaganda against Igbo. Yoruba people that are the reason why Igbo are suffering in this country. Yoruba people are not to be trusted. Those people not be people where we say we go align with. Igbo traditional rulers should know that this council, when they do so, we Igbo youths will not support them. President Tinubu, free our brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is all we are asking for. You can't be campaigning for Igbo to vote for you, but you don't want to return the favor. Politics is supposed to be a win-win. You achieve this, I achieve this. That is how to play politics. Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. Why is it that the Ooni of Ife was made the permanent chairman? Is he bigger than other kings in the southeast? You made one person permanent chairman. That thing is supposed to be rotational, not permanent for one person. In northern Nigeria, the Sultan of Sokoto was made the permanent chairman of traditional rulers. Now in the south, you people have made the Ooni of Ife the permanent chairman. Ohanes Igbo should speak against this thing. This is an insult. I'm so happy that His Royal Majesty Igwe Lawrence Agubuzu spoke against this Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. That thing will never work. Who Ooni of Ife want the chair? He should go and chair the Southwest. Leave the Southeast alone. We don't need all those kind of organization. There's no unity in the South, and we don't want the unity of people that don't love Igbo. Why is it that it's now that you want the vote of Igbo that you are creating this Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council? Have the Ooni of Ife ever made a video calling on the federal government to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You say you are a king that loves peace, but you are not saying the truth. Because if you dey talk truth, you go to tell your brother Tinubu to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from detention. Instead, you come out for the presence of Igbo traditional rulers. They talk say you won't confer a title of honor to Sunday Igboho. Is that not wickedness? You are afraid to tell your brother Tinubu to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Igbo traditional rulers, you know that all this sweet mouth where Ooni of Ife they do, they do am for the sake of Yoruba people, for the sake of him brother Tinubu, not for the sake of Igbo. Because if to say Ooni of Ife love Igbo as him they talk, he will be speaking up for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If the Ooni of Ife they tell Tinubu to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Tinubu go listen, because the Ooni of Ife is the traditional head of Yoruba people. Ooni of Ife, stop saying that Southern Nigeria are one people. We are not one people, because you are not doing what we make us to see that Southern Nigeria are one people. If you believe that Southern Nigeria are one people, speak up for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. When Sunday Igboho was arrested by Buhari, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking up for him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking up for Yoruba people. Why can't you Yoruba people do the same for we Igbo? Igbo should know that if we Igbos are fighting on behalf of Yoruba people, agitating for Yoruba people, speaking up for Yoruba people, we are just shooting ourselves on the foot. Yoruba people not be people where they speak up for, because they will never return the favor. The 1966 coup was for the sake of Awolowo, but at the end, Awolowo was the one that told Gowon to block the borders for hunger to kill Igbo. He was the one that brought hunger policy, and that hunger policy killed 1.something million Igbos. Awolowo, where the 1966 coup plotters do that coup to bring them out from detention. Now him tell Gowon to block borders, to use hunger as a weapon against Igbo during the Biafra war. So it's so dangerous to be fighting on behalf of Yoruba people. Tinubu, if you want we Igbo to vote for you, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. You Yoruba people are seeing Sunday Igboho as an activist, but you are seeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist. Sunday Igboho na activist wey get gun. He gets pump action for him house, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu no get gun. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have never held a gun in any of his videos. Yet he's the one that you people called a terrorist. Tinubu, get conscience. Try get conscience. Tinubu, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Igbo politicians, traditional rulers, and billionaires that are campaigning for Tinubu, you people should tell Tinubu to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for Igbo to vote for him in this 2027 presidential election. May Chukwu bless His Royal Majesty Igwe Lawrence Agubuzu. May his days be long. Ishiagwale.